Today, we're counting down the top pies on Earth. Some of these might not be a surprise, but others? You'll have to see to believe. These are the 14 best pizzas around the world. This thick, doughy crust is topped with very little sauce, then the nearly dry pie is topped with mozzarella and Gouda cheese. It's heavy, greasy, and best consumed when you're living it up. A famoso gets cooked at 482 degrees Celsius for just 90 seconds. The crust is so thin that you have to fold the slice or risk a flop. There is a Boston pizza on this list. New England pies are famous for being more liquid than solid. With more sauce than cheese and dripping with olive oil, the crust is crispy on the outside but puffy and chewy on the inside. Roman pizzas are shaped like rectangles. Slices are custom-sized and loaded with sauce but have very little cheese. Sometimes there's no cheese at all, and that's why we banished it from the top 10. St. Louis style is not for everybody. The crust is cracker thin. Pieces are served in squares, loaded with gooey Provel cheese, a combination of Swiss, cheddar, and provolone. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like cheese and crackers? Calabria crust is crispier and thinner because its dough gets rolled out rather than tossed. And the pies cook a little longer. Detroiters build cars. They built RoboCop, and they can build these. Assembled in a deep dish cast iron skillet and cooked at temperatures that would make a blacksmith blush, it has sauce, toppings, brick cheese, usually from Wisconsin, and more sauce on top. Detroit crust is 1.5 centimeters thick, about half the thickness of Chicago deep dish. Lean and mean. Toronto doesn't have its own style per se, but it does serve up a version of New York and Neapolitan. What is unique is the city's famous La Mana's Bakery, which serves a giant slice that can feed 6 people. Not bad, eh? Okay, we're getting closer to the source. Sicilian za has a special name that you don't want showing up in a spelling bee. It's sfincione. S-F-I-N-C-I-O-N-I? Let's use it in a sentence. Sfincione is rectangular with thick, pillowy dough like focaccia bread. The cheese is underneath the sauce, not on top. That prevents the dough from getting S-O-G-G-Y. You've definitely heard of this next one. Chicago resident Ike Sewell didn't just perfect this art, he reinvented it. Constructed backward, the thick 2.5 centimeter high crust is lined with mozzarella cheese, followed by meat and veggies, then topped with a can of crushed tomatoes. Chicago deep dish dough is different too. More like a buttery pastry, kind of like a pie. Get it? How about a cheeseless slice with clam sauce? You'd think something like that wouldn't make it out of the oven, but it's made New Haven a pizza mecca. Coal-fired and charred, a New Haven only has a single topping: tomato sauce. But you can request the local clam sauce, too. This little Italian town has a big advantage. Famous Italian chef Franco Pepe produces its pies. Caiazzo style uses only the freshest and highest quality ingredients. Chef Pepe adjusts his dough recipe daily based on the humidity in the air, the kitchen's temperature, and the flour's gluten content. Cooked in under 2 minutes in a wood-fired oven, they come out fluffy and chewy with a delicate char. This is the place that started it all. In Naples, they take the craft seriously. An official governing body ensures all Neapolitans are up to code, including the type of tomato used. Neapolitans get cooked for 60 to 90 seconds in an ultra-hot wood-burning oven. The result is a crispy, charred crust with a chewy interior, topped with tomatoes, garlic, basil, mozzarella, and extra virgin olive oil. You know the New York saying, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere? Well, that doesn't apply here. Sold in huge slices, you can usually get any topping your heart desires. They're cooked in a gas oven, giving them a crispy crust similar to what's produced from a wood or coal-burning oven, but the taste is remarkably different. Anyone from New York would tell you that it's so delicious because its dough is made with, local New York water. Well, that hasn't proven to be true, but many restaurants outside the city import New York dough to try to replicate its one-of-a-kind taste. Does its mythic status give it a boost, or is it the real deal? Well, to find out, head to the Big Apple.